Hey guys, today I'm gonna talk about some thermoregulation problems. Um, well, let's start with this. So you remember in physiology class, um, the thermoreceptors they monitor our body temperature. Remember the body temperature is supposed to be 37 degrees Celsius or 98.60 degree Fahrenheit. So, okay, so where do we have these thermoreceptors? Well, there are some of them peripherally in the skin, and some of them centrally in the hypothalamus. So they monitor our body temperature. All right, let's get down to the business here. Okay, so we are in hot summer day. Remember, physiology is most of the stuff are homeostatic response to problems. How will the body respond to problems? That's most of the time. Those are the problems. Okay, so how will the body react to a hot? If we are in hot environment, well, the body will dilate blood vessels. It will do vasodilation of cutaneous um, cutaneous vasodilation. Okay, and also the body will reduce the metabolic rate. That means the metabolic rate it reduces the heart temperature in your body. It reduces because when we have too much metabolic rate, when we have increase in metabolic rate, we are producing heat. So this is we don't want to produce heat. We are in hot environment. Okay, also we're gonna do some sweating. And sweating, that means if as long as we are sweating, that means the hypothalamus is still working, so we are in good condition here. When we are sweating, we just trying to thermoregulate. Our body is still trying to reduce heat. Okay, also the behavior changes in the hot environment will be clothing, shade, and decreased activity. We don't want to be going out playing soccer in the hot summer day. It's bad for us. Okay, in the cold environment, and now we are in the winter, and our body will constrict blood vessels. So that means we are resisting. When we constrict blood vessels, we are increasing resistance, and that reduces that increases cardiac output, which means that increases blood pressure and decreases cardiac output. So that is helping us make more heat. Also, we are increasing metabolic rate. Remember the other one, when we were in the hot environment, we decreased the metabolic rate because we don't want to make more heat. Now we are increasing it, so we make more heat. Okay, also shivering. Remember in the hot environment we were sweating, now we are shivering, so shivering makes more heat. Like when you put your elbows together and hands together and shivering, that you are making more heat. Okay, behavior changes for cold environment will be clothing, shelter, and decreased activity. That decreased activity, I think this should be increased activity, because if you are playing soccer and or like doing some kind of dancing, that makes more heat, and this should be increased. Sorry. Okay, increased activity in the cold environment. Okay, heat exhaustion. When you have heat exhaustion, the body slightly raises the temperature, but we are not in severe mode. We are in the body is still trying to thermoregulate. So remember that it should be 37. The body temperature should be 37 in a normal temperature, but now we are slightly increased to through 39. So that is heat exhaustion, and in heat exhaustion we are sweating. So that means if we are sweating, hypothalamus is still working because the body still thermoregulate, and we are sweating, and that's a homeostatic response, so it's normal, and the hypothalamus is still working. Okay, heat stroke. This is the bad boy right here. When we have heat stroke, the body temperature is severely increased in temperature, and we are not sweating anymore. So that means we are in a big trouble when we are not sweating, because that means hypothalamus has failed. There's a damage to the hypothalamus and it's not working, and that's a big problem, and that produces a lot of mortality rate, 50% mortality of heat stroke. People who have heat stroke, it's very bad. Okay, hypothermia. Okay, hypothermia is you get when you get cold. Actually, my friend, when they went out in camping last winter, he had a mild hypothermia, but it wasn't really bad. It's decreased body temperature, and shivering. We are still shivering, and this is opposite to what was it? The heat exhaustion, and shivering. Heat exhaustion, we were sweating. This is a hypothermia, and we are shivering, and that means hypothalamus is still working, and shivering is okay because the hypothalamus is trying to thermoregulate, and we are in. It's okay. It's not a big threat to our body when we are still shivering. Okay, profound hypothermia, however, is the opposite of heat stroke. In the heat strokes, the hot environment, profound hypothermia is very cold, severe cold, and but in profound hypothermia, there is actually gradual warming and a risk of coronary arrest, and that means it's very cold, and we're not shivering, and that means we are not hypothalamus is not working. The hypothalamus has failed at this point in profound hypothermia. It's bad. It's similar, opposite of heat stroke. Okay, I guess that helped, and if you have any questions, just comment below. If you wanna I don't know how I did, maybe people sometimes don't understand my accent, and if you have any comments or some kind of suggestions, please just comment below, don't forget to like and rate. Thank you.